Hey, it's Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com. Today I've got an update for you about a business model that I call Noozles. So what's a Noozle, you ask? Well, it's a type of Click Millionaire business system that you can build. Well, it might be your way to making real money online. So here it is, a Noozle. Well, that's my shorthand for free email newsletter. So you say, well, what's new about free email newsletters? Well, certainly they've been around for a long time now. As long as there've been email, people have been publishing email newsletters. But I've focused on this and broke it down into a type of business, and I use Noozle as the shorthand. Well, frankly, because I get tired of saying free email newsletter over and over again, especially when you're writing, it's really long. And I write books, as you know, like Internet Riches and E-Riches 2.0, and I get tired of typing it out. So Noozle. Okay, so what can a Noozle do for you? Well, I think a Noozle could be your vehicle to becoming what I call a Click Millionaire. Here's how it works. Every subculture in the world is online today increasingly. And every one of those subcultures deserves its own newspaper. This is where you could create a Noozle based on your own personal experience, the communities that you grew up in, the hobbies that interest you, the professions you work in, the education you've received. Whatever subculture or community you can identify, you might be able to become the publisher of the official Noozle for that industry or subgroup or community. Now, this is an interesting opportunity. It can apply to both business-to-business opportunities, for example, industry trade newsletters, or it can apply to business-to-consumer opportunities, for example, entertainment or recreation or hobby sort of newsletters. All of these are opportunities for you. And what's interesting is that you don't have to be a great writer to pull off becoming a successful Noozle publisher. You can actually use free content from all over the web. You can use press releases or borrow free articles from article banks, or even better, you can just be a filter for other people. By that I mean you can just collect links and articles from other folks, add to that a bit of your own creative writing, maybe a blog post or two type article, and you can create a Noozle that targets any specific subculture and puts you as the leading expert in that community. So this is a very interesting opportunity because it positions you as an expert automatically by becoming the publisher of your own Noozle. So how do you make money? Well, you make money mostly from advertising, a traditional media style approach. You build up an audience that's interested in this topic and you sell ads against it. Now, what I like about the Noozle approach is that it's very scalable. And that means it can grow, it can scale easily over time, starting small and growing larger without a lot of additional work from you. So you're going to have to put in the hours to figure out the right target market, the appropriate niche, and get going and build an audience. But as things grow, you can actually bring in outsourced providers to do a lot of the work for you. And then, of course, our old friend software kicks in. There's a lot of automation available, right? Email publishing, RSS feeds. There are ways to combine these things, as detailed actually in E-Riches 2.0, my second book. Chapters, I think, 4, 5, and 6 talk about how to use a blog and actually use that to power a Noozle automatically. Very inexpensive, very efficient, both for time and money. This combination of content and promotion, targeting a specific target market, is one of the great advantages of working online these days because you can reach so many people so inexpensively. That leaves the challenge of what to tell them, and a Noozle approach can help you do that profitably. So here's some examples, and I'd like to hear your examples too. In fact, that's why I really wrote this little post here, is I'd like to hear from you what your favorite Noozles are. But here are some examples. Well, ScottFox.com, right? I do this myself, as most of the things I talk about at ScottFox.com and ClickMillionaires.com, I do myself. So you can subscribe to my free email newsletter to get updates on online marketing strategies, e-commerce schemes and tricks, the latest money-making business models like this one, and a whole lot more. Then, of course, there are other ones. Let's take an example, say in the media business. One I like is called I Want Media. And this is an interesting one because I Want Media, all they do is collect news from around the web in the media business and provide short summaries of it with links back to those news articles. Easy to produce. You don't even have to be a media expert to be the editor there. It's a great publication. SoCal Tech. My friend Ben Kuo publishes one here in Southern California about venture capital, and he covers all the latest venture capital deals by covering them as a reporter does for that industry. Or John Kramer. John Kramer runs bookmarket.com. If you want to learn how to market a book, well, John Kramer's site, bookmarket.com, is a great way to go. And what are you going to get? You're going to get his newsletter. Those email newsletters are really handy. And I should point out that's one of the things that I like a lot about Noozles, is that they're convenient. And that's honestly why I like them even more than blogs. Because blogs are great, but you have to go and visit the blog constantly to stay updated. With an email newsletter, the news comes to you. And the easier you make it for your audience to consume your news, the more likely they're going to keep reading and click on your ads. Now some examples in B2C. Let's see. How about This Is True? Randy Cassingham runs a great newsletter which collects funny stories of stupid criminals from all over the web. Randy's been doing this for something like 15 years and makes a good chunk of money with a very entertaining newsletter. Again, based largely on other people's content, but with a heavy dose of Randy's own trademark sense of humor that make it interesting. I also like Groupon. Groupon is huge these days, right? Groupon, Living Social, they collect deals from around the area and pump those out as content. Or Thrillist. Thrillist is a lifestyle and fashion coverage newsletter, kind of like Daily Candy. Daily Candy is a great example of this as well. They were bought for $125 million for their lifestyle and fashion coverage served up in a daily email newsletter. So all these approaches are examples of what I call Noozles here at clickmillionaires.com. And if you'd like more information about this, or especially if you could help me out, I'd really appreciate hearing about what your favorite Noozles are. What newsletters do you read? I'm not talking so much about promotional ones that are just promoting something. I'm talking about newsletters where the newsletter is the content, it is the product. People actually read it for information, not just to be referred on to another product or some upsell sort of thing, right? So if you've got examples of those Noozles, I'd love to hear them. Why? Well, I'm starting work on a new book, and your help would be fabulous. You understand how I think, how I work. You're a subscriber here, and I really appreciate that. So I'd like your help in helping me get started on this new book, because I'd like to provide more examples of this successful Noozle strategy online to share with you. So if you're reading this on scottfox.com, please leave me a comment, or if you're seeing me on Facebook or Twitter, any of those places, leave me a comment. And if you're a clickmillionaires.com member, well, please leave me a comment and click on over to the forum where we've got a more extended discussion of this concept and, of course, more examples both from me and from you. I always appreciate your help, and your recommendations in this case about your favorite Noozles would be really helpful. Now, by the way, if you are a clickmillionaires.com paid member, there's a lot going on this week, and I'm happy to have you here as usual. We've got a bunch of Noozle discussion going on in the forum, as I just mentioned. We've got new members. I just quickly wanted to welcome Abdul from Georgia, Bill and Bruce, both from Texas, Michelle from California, Shigeru from Tokyo, Jason from London, and a whole bunch more folks. The hot topics in the forum this week include how to customize your clickmillionaires.com profile page. A lot of people have done that, but a lot of you don't seem to have realized you can do that. It's kind of fun to pimp out your own profile, and thanks to our featured member award winner Melinda for her suggestion that I highlight that feature to the rest of you. We've also got a website tune-up community clinic. Member Patrick has got a great website, aginginplace.com, and we're all going to critique that site for him over the next couple weeks and help him figure out how to take it to the next level. You know, this is one of the best benefits of being a clickmillionaires.com member. You can have your website critiqued by our friendly community and by me. That expert advice from the community and myself can help you get your site up to the next level and learn how to make more money. So thanks to Patrick for his submission. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to throw in a free month of membership to whoever he picks as the best commenter. So jump into the forum and help us out there. We've also got a winner in our latest Twitter caravan. Everybody at Click Millionaires has been following each other on Twitter now, and the Twitter caravan game winner is, let's see, John D. from Kelowna in British Columbia. Thanks for playing, John. Featured Member Awards is the end of the month, so if you've got a Featured Member Award vote, I'd love to hear from you. Who have you seen being the most helpful and generous with their time in the forum lately? And of course, it doesn't count me. I'm talking about a People's Choice Award, basically. So if you're a member, send me an email. Who do you think has added the most to the forum this month? And I'll be giving 3 of those folks a free month of membership as well. So if you're a lurker, and of course there are lots of you there at clickmillionaires.com, come on into the forum, participate in some of these fun things. You know, the best way to get your money's worth out of the membership is to participate. And you can participate in these fun ways and many more. In fact, here's an easy one for you. There's a new poll posted. It'll be, let's see, down there in the lower left-hand sidebar for you, and we'd love to hear from you with your vote on that. Video office hours from this most recent week are just posted, so if you missed my private session for members only, I answered a lot of your questions both by email and also live during that webcast in the chat room. So you can check that out under the videos tab on clickmillionaires.com. And last but not least, we've got a new show next week. I'll be back on the air for the Click Millionaires show, publicly available, members and non-members. So if you'd like to join me live, that'll be next Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern at scottfoxshow.com, and I look forward to seeing you there. And last, our video winner, hidden video winner. As you know, every time I do this, there's a hidden video winner if you watch all the way to the end. If you're a ClickMillionaires.com member, you might be the winner. This week it is Keenan from Buckinghamshire in the UK. Thanks for being a member, Keenan, and thanks to all of you for sticking with me through this video. I hope that Noozles are informative and helpful to you. Give some thought about the businesses that you think might deserve coverage through this approach, or the hobbies, lifestyle approaches, or personal interests that you have where you could create a Noozle. And if you've got an idea about ones that I might be able to feature in my book, I'd love to hear from you about your favorite Noozles too. Please leave me a comment, like this on Facebook, or come on over to the ClickMillionaires.com forum. Take the free trial if you're not a member, and if you are, I'll see you in the forum real soon. Thanks for joining me. I'm Scott Fox from ClickMillionaires.com.